So McDonald's is doing something real weird in China. I just saw this thing, guys, that McDonald's is actually putting exercise bikes inside their stores so that the customers can exercise while they eat the most unhealthy food on the planet. So we're going to talk about McDonald's and not just what they're doing in China, which is as weird as it comes, but also talk about McDonald's stock and whether or not it makes sense to buy stock in McDonald's. I'll break all that down for you right now. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that we as a people agree to be black first. That means we put our community at the top of our priority list. That means that we solve our community's problems, educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support black-owned businesses. You ain't got to be black to support a black-owned business. You just got to care about black people. So we're the first line of defense on that. If you agree with the philosophy, put a hashtag B in the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. So even if you're not black, we still love you. But just know we put black first up in here. All right, Ray and Sherwin and Aaron and Tony, and my name is Corey and Wendell and Elhaj and Sweet Great Mom. I see you. Shout out the city that you're from. I see Sweet Great Mom's from Philly, Wendell's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Shout out your city or shout out the name of your business or put your hashtag B1 in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Just say hello. I'd appreciate that very much. All right, so let's talk about McDonald's. So McDonald's is an interesting company. I read this interesting article today about McDonald's and some this weird thing that they're doing in China. McDonald's in China is actually putting some exercise bikes inside the restaurant. And the exercise bikes that they're putting inside these McDonald's franchises apparently allow people to exercise and charge their phone while they eat. So you get to scarf down your cheeseburger while you're also breaking a sweat, and then your cell phone is full, your stomach is full, and you feel good about yourself because you got your exercise in. So let me just ask you guys this: give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no. How many of you feel like that's a little bit weird? Like, how many of you kind of said, "Well, wait a minute, what?" Exercise bikes at McDonald's, that don't even make no sense. How many of y'all feel like that's a little bit weird? Or how many of y'all think it makes sense? How many of y'all think it's a good thing? I don't know. I don't know. So I think it's kind of interesting because, uh, McDonald's ain't exactly health food, right? It's not exactly the thing you want to eat if you want to, like, I don't know, live. And so so it's kind of like if I said, I'm gonna put a vegetable stand in the crack house, right? I'll put some vitamins at the front door at the crack house, so when you come in while you're enjoying your crack, you can get some vitamins to go with your crack. You'd probably say, while taking vitamins while smoking crack is probably better than not taking vitamins while smoking crack. It's not as if the vitamins are really going to do their job as effectively because you're smoking crack. You're smoking crack. Stop smoking. Crack is whack. Whitney Houston told y'all that a long time ago. Stop smoking crack. Don't be doing that. Anyway, so McDonald's, which is kind of like the crack of fast food, is offering this interesting health alternative, and it just really, my wife and I would just start cracking up about it when we read it. We're in the airport on our way to Mexico, and we were just laughing our butts off. And one of the things about America, obviously, is that there's a lot of processed food being sold, and a lot of the food really is very unhealthy for you. And if you notice, you see lots of incidences of cancer and diabetes and all kinds of things happening now that didn't happen 40, 50 years ago. You have childhood obesity issues, childhood diabetes, just all kinds of terrible things occurring that did not occur in the 1950s and 60s when the food was different. And I remember when Michelle Obama came into office and started doing a health initiative as the first lady. She came in originally. She made a little joke about McDonald's French fries and said, "Yeah, I like McDonald's French fries too, but I know I can't eat them if I want to be healthy." And if you recall, right at that time, that was when the food, I don't know if they called the food lobby. Let's just call it the food and restaurant lobby, whatever they call it. That's when they went to Congress and they said, "Oh, we want to help the first lady in her health initiative. We want to quote unquote help her." Well, when big well, not big pharma, either big pharma or big restaurants comes in and says they want to help you, you better watch out. If they say they want to help you, you better run, because what they did was they shut the first lady down. They shut her down big time, and basically her message changed from don't eat McDonald's and don't eat unhealthy food to keep eating unhealthy food. Just make sure you exercise. Just get some exercise between your healthy food. So ultimately, that's kind of what it is, right? So you have to really legislate yourself in terms of what it means to eat healthy. Now I'm going to give you two things. I'm going to give you something that will help you in two ways, because your wealth is your health and your health is your wealth. And so I'm going to talk about two quick issues. One is just specifically why eating McDonald's is not good, even if you are exercising. And I speak as a partial hypocrite, because I've gone to McDonald's. I might still eat there. I might take the kids there. So in a way, you could call me a hypocrite on that. But at the very least, there's an awareness to understand that if you did something like this, you have to do it in moderation. They tend to sell this fast food to our people first. Y'all know what it is, and we got to protect our own. That's very, very important. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button before we move forward. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, if you want to join our January 6th Black Wealth Bootcamp, I have a really popular Black Wealth Bootcamp. You can get 48% off. It starts January 6th. You can go to boycewatkins.com. Just look at the top of the bio, and you'll see the link to join the Black Wealth Bootcamp, which is all about getting off the corporate plantation and everything else. So anyway, let me keep going. So here's what they said here in Business Insider. They said that while we don't recommend it, you can also lose weight while eating McDonald's, or you can also lose weight while eating nothing but jelly beans. The real story is about portion and exercise. And they mentioned a man who basically tried to show that he could eat McDonald's every day and still lose weight. But here's what was missing. They said consuming nothing but McDonald's may have seemed like a way to add a fun twist to boring old dieting advice. Eat less plus exercise more means lose weight. But it's also a terrible idea. A Big Mac has half of your daily allowance of saturated fat. A fruit and maple oatmeal has as much sugar as a bag of M&Ms. Even a McWrap, McDonald's crucial play to capture the attention of health-conscious millennials, has 1,280 milligrams of sodium, more than half of what an adult should take in during an entire day. While Simpson demonstrated that staying within healthy calorie, fat, and sugar limits is possible at McDonald's, if not easy or encouraged, it's no way to get healthy. Health is about more than weight. McDonald's offers a menu of food that is, for the most part, highly processed. The McWrap contains 121 ingredients. The McWrap is supposed to be healthy. Everyone has different dietary needs, but most people interested in improving their health would do well to follow Michael Pollan's famous advice. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. By food, Pollan explains he means whole fresh foods rather than processed foods. At the most basic level, you should be eating plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables, which, as summarized by the Harvard School of Public Health, can help you ward off disease and stroke, control blood pressure, prevent some types of cancer, and guard against cataract and macular degeneration, two common causes of vision loss. So you can lose your vision by not eating healthy. And so they said are there nutrients in McDonald's apple slices or side salads? Of course, but navigating the fast food menu so you can get to the nutrients you need without completely overloading in calories, sugar, and carbohydrates and saturated fat would be a difficult and perhaps futile endeavor. So ultimately what I would say to you is just be careful with that. There have been some really good documentaries out there, like Morgan Spurlock did a film called Super Size Me, where he was basically explaining what happened when he ate nothing but McDonald's. I don't know if it was 30 days, 60 days, or whatever, but Spurlock, I think, it did a really good job of explaining exactly why all that McDonald's isn't good for you. Now, let's talk a little bit more deeply about McDonald's just as an investment, though. Here's the deal. They might not be good for your physical health, but it can be good for your financial health. It can be good for your bank account. So some of you guys have asked me about McDonald's stock and would I own McDonald's stock? Well, not only would I own McDonald's stock, but I do own McDonald's stock. McDonald's shares right now are trading at about, let me see, about $265 a piece. And I own a few $1,000s worth of McDonald's stock because I think this is a great company to own. This is in the category of a Disney. When they talk about Disney, we talked about Disney the other day as a forever stock. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every now and then I'll break a stock down for you and let you guys know what I think. Let me just sort of let you guys know, most analysts, about 2/3 of the analysts that follow McDonald's, about 37 analysts on Robinhood follow McDonald's. 73% of them say buy it. The bulls, here's the bull case and the bear case. Now remember, every stock, every asset has an upside and a downside. It's like a football game, right? If somebody says, are the Packers going to beat the Buccaneers this weekend? Well, there's the bull case and the bear case, right? So you might hear an analyst say, well, if the Packers show up and the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers can get the ball to the wide receivers, and if the running game is solid, and they protect the ball, then they can beat the Buccaneers. But then there's a sad case that says if they don't protect the ball, if Rodgers has an off day, or if the special teams don't show up, then they might lose, right? So they're looking at all the possibilities at once. So the same thing can be done with the stock. So here's the bull case. The bulls say that the closure of less well-capitalized concepts and protracted recovery of full-service restaurants offers McDonald's a chance to gain share in key markets. So they're going to gain market share because a lot of other companies are shutting down because of the pandemic. Technological investments in the rollout of the My McDonald's rewards program leverage the firm's scale and could positively drive average check and brand affinity. With 65% of global stores featuring a drive-through and 80% of stores offering home delivery, McDonald's is well positioned to take advantage of evolving order habits. So they're ready to seize the future. Now here's what the Bears say. You got to listen to the Bulls and the Bears. Just like in politics, you got to listen to the Democrats, the Republicans, and the Independents. You shouldn't be listening to one party and getting all your information from one source, because that is a sucker's move that will get you in big trouble economically and politically and otherwise. So the Bears say sensitivities to sometimes irrational pricing pressure and limited time offers, LTOs, can pressure results as seen during the price wars of 2016. While improving low customer satisfaction scores relative to industry benchmarks could impair the brand if left unresolved, threatening McDonald's pricing power if the firm is unable to meet changing customer demands. Pricing power is the ability to change your price and have everything still work out, have your customers still show up. In economics, we refer to that as price elasticity. A firm that has high price elasticity can't move their price very much, or because their customers will run away. A company that has an inelastic product is a company that can increase the price and customers won't leave, right? So what they're basically saying is that when McDonald's gets into heated competitions with other similar brands, you run into a price elasticity issue, which basically means that you don't have the pricing power. You cannot change your price. You got to watch what everybody else is charging, because if you charge a little bit too much, your customers are going to disappear. Also, wage inflation is another threat. Right now, workers want more money. I read an article this morning in the Wall Street Journal that said basically workers are getting a whole lot more money than they've gotten in the past. That is a key indicator in the rise in inflation rates that has kept Jay Powell and the Fed on edge. So ultimately, inflation is just a general threat across the board. Here's the interesting thing about inflation that's really fascinating to me is that when you have the Fed kind of acting as if they need to slow down inflation by increasing interest rates next year, which they've already said they're going to do, you also have a problem with declining demand. So if you have declining demand, and let's say that inflation continues to rise up, maybe wages keep going up, or as the supply chain issues continue, perhaps because the pandemic gets worse, then you could really have that devil of a word I've mentioned to you guys before, which is stagflation. Stagflation is where you have slowing economic growth and high inflation at the same time. That is a huge, huge, huge problem for this economy. And it's also a big risk, given that we don't know where this virus is going to go. So let's say there's another variant that comes out. There's a new variant that seems to come out every 2 weeks now. It's kind of crazy. They release variants like they release hip hop albums. So when the new variant comes out, if this variant is stronger than a previous variant and it shuts down supply chains again, that can cause a reduction in supply, which will increase price. But then at the same time, you might have a reduction in demand at the same time, because the Fed is increasing interest rates. So you could actually run into this weird situation where prices are getting out of control and consumers are still not buying. So it can be kind of scary. So just be really careful. Be ready for that. Remember, 2022 is not going to be like 2021. The markets will change. But overall, I think if you're talking about a long-term asset you can hold, something you can give to your kids 20, 30 years from now, that's going to be worth a lot of money. Let me just tell you, I really think McDonald's is a keeper. I think McDonald's is something that, again, if you can get past the ethical issue of owning a piece of the crack house, because I told y'all eating McDonald's ain't so good, but eating that stock can pay big dividends. In fact, the McDonald's stock price over the last 5 years has increased 115%. Let me look online. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button while I Google this. I'm gonna look this up because I'm gonna look at the McDonald's stock price over time and just kind of give you an idea of how long-term generational wealth sort of works, so that you can understand how you're gonna make your kids millionaires. Um, Hit the thumbs up button while I do this, please. If I look at McDonald's stock and I look at a long-term timeline, if I started buying McDonald's stock, like let's say somebody give me the age of one of your kids. Give me the age of your oldest child. Does anybody have a child like that's maybe 25 years old? Anybody got a 25-year-old in the house? Who's got a 25-year-old? Anybody got a 25-year-old or older or older? Put your kids in the ages in the chat. So let's say you have a 25-year-old child and you went back. Okay, I see D. Maurice at 17, DJ Maurice at 17, Norman says 40. All right, Black Mama 22, Super Mike says me. So my Super Mike sounds like he's young. Good for you, man. Good for you. Very smart. So okay, there we go. K Wright has a 25-year-old. So let's say K Wright had went back to 1996 when his or her 25-year-old was born. I can't tell if K Wright's a male or female, but it's okay. Super Mike also has a 25-year-old. I think Super Mike sounds like a dude's name. But then again, you never know because everybody's switching genders each week. I don't know what's going on in the world no more. But here's the deal. Pay attention now. McDonald's stock is $295 or something now, right? I think that's what I said. 265. Sorry, you could have bought shares of stock for your child when they were born as a birthday gift for $12. $12. $12. That those shares of stock now are worth $265. So that's like I don't know, compared to like buying a house for your child for $120,000, and then when they're an adult, the house is worth 2.5 million or 2.6 million. That's the scale. That's the comparison. So even if you were struggling, I didn't know. I don't know anybody in 1996 who couldn't come up with $12. Seriously, do you? I mean, even if you were working at McDonald's, if you were like, remember Calvin and the McDonald's commercials, didn't nobody really want to be like Calvin, but they made it like that was the aspiration for all young black males to be like Calvin. Like, I'm trying to find a picture of Calvin because I just think Calvin was like classic in the McDonald's commercials. But anyway, so the thing was, back in the day, you could have been like Calvin in the McDonald's commercials, and only be making like very basic bare bones amounts of money. But if you have a vision, you remember having a dream and having a vision and having a goal doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to have have a plan for your life. And so if you were like Calvin, literally there's Calvin right there. That's what we thought was cool back in the 80s and the 90s, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, if you were like Calvin and you just bought like a couple shares of McDonald's every couple of weeks, every time you got paid, then you would be rich. Calvin would be a rich man right now. Calvin and his family would be doing extremely well, right? So the question is, what are you doing with your money? Where are you putting it? So if you want my vote on McDonald's, I think McDonald's is a good stock to add to your portfolio. If you have little children, maybe add that as one of the lists of stocks that you buy for them on a regular basis. I believe you should buy stock for your child every week. You should buy it at least every month, every Christmas, every birthday for sure. Maybe even every day if you want to. Just because I can tell you that's how you put your kids ahead. So anyway, and that's how you can put yourself ahead. So that's it, guys. That's my 2 cents. And so like I said, don't forget the Black Wealth Bootcamp starts January 6th. If you want to come and learn with us, the bootcamp is really great. It doesn't cost that much. The regular price is $5.99, but if you sign up for the next 48 hours, you can get a 48% discount, which drops the price to $311 for a lifetime membership. So you look at the other programs that are out here. I don't think many people are charging that low of a price, and it's very, very good. It's my Syracuse University students now pay $70,000 a year to learn from people like me, but actually I'm able to make it cheaper for the community because we can actually reach out to people all around the world, and it's extremely good. And also, unlike your college degree, it comes with a 100% money back guarantee if you're not happy for any reason. So in the first 30 days, you could try it out. If you don't like it, you can always get a refund. But we know you're going to love it because everybody loves the Black Wealth Bootcamp and you'll be a member for life. So just go to boycewatkins.com. Look at the very top. You can find that discount for the bootcamp. And I hope to see you in class starting January 6th, 8 p.m. Be there, be square. All right, guys, I'm out of here. God bless you. And let me take Calvin off the screen. We were talking about McDonald's. And if you want to know what I think about McDonald's stock, I believe McDonald's stock is a buy. That is what I would add to my portfolio. And I'll see you guys also in class on Tuesday, where I'll give you a bunch of other stocks in class that I actually bought that I really believe in. So take care, guys. Have a good day. God bless you. Love you. I'll hit you back up when I get to Mexico. Take care. Peace.